Right now, something extraordinary is racing through our solar system, an object unlike anything we've seen before. It moves with a speed that defies the quiet rhythm of the planets, cutting across the dark like a blade of light. At an astonishing 61 kilometers per second relative to the Sun, it is the fastest moving visitor in our celestial neighborhood. Yet speed is the least of its mysteries. As of this moment, it is already deep inside Jupiter's orbit, about 2.56 astronomical units from the Sun, drifting ever closer to its moment of greatest approach. That moment, its perihelion, will come in late October 2025. What happens then? No one can say for certain. If you're fascinated by cosmic mysteries like this, make sure you subscribe and stay with us, because what's coming might change the way we see our universe forever. This object, now known as 3I Atlas, was first detected moving through space in a path that didn't seem random at all. When scientists traced its origins, their results were startling. It had come from the direction of the Sagittarius constellation, that same part of the sky where decades ago strange and unexplained radio signals were detected, the most famous being the WOW signal, a powerful burst that baffled scientists back in 1977. And now, once again, something from that same region of space has appeared, crossing into our solar system, as if drawn by some unseen purpose. At first, astronomers assumed it was just another interstellar comet, a fragment of rock and ice wandering between the stars. But then, the oddities began. The deeper they looked, the stranger it became. Its brightness fluctuated in ways that didn't match the normal behavior of comets. Its trajectory was precise, almost too precise, and the gases it released as it neared the Sun told a story that no known natural object should tell. Using the Very Large Telescope in Chile, scientists began to examine the light coming from 3I Atlas. They expected to find the usual fingerprints of cosmic chemistry, iron and nickel released together as the frozen material vaporized in the Sun's heat. But when the spectral data arrived, it defied expectation. Nickel was there, yes, but iron was not. Somehow this object was releasing nickel while keeping iron locked within. That isn't supposed to happen. In every natural case we've ever observed, the two elements are inseparable. So why not here? Some scientists began to whisper the question no one wanted to say aloud. Could this be something made? But the strangeness didn't stop there. In the gas cloud surrounding 3I Atlas, telescopes also detected cyanide, a compound not uncommon in comets, but its behavior here was anything but normal. As the object approached the Sun, the amount of both nickel and cyanide didn't rise gradually, as the standard models predict. Instead, they spiked, suddenly, violently, as if triggered by something within. Normally, when a comet warms up, the ice sublimates. It turns straight from solid to gas in a smooth, predictable curve. But the data from 3I Atlas told another story. This wasn't a slow melt. It was more like an activation. Something about it didn't just react to the sunlight. It responded. Harvard astrophysicist Avi Loeb suggested that the strange gas emissions might not be natural at all. He proposed that under the Sun's intense radiation, a manufactured material, perhaps a specialized coating or adhesive, could release nickel and cyanide in just this way. That would explain the selective chemistry. It would also mean that what we're observing isn't merely a piece of rock and ice, but the surface of a technology far beyond our own. Adding to the enigma, instruments detected an excess of carbon dioxide streaming from 3I Atlas, far more than any known comet should produce. Loeb noted that this anomaly might fit with the theory of an engineered or industrial origin. In other words, this thing could be something built, something designed. And then came perhaps the most unsettling observation of all. Some telescopes began reporting that 3I Atlas might not just be reflecting sunlight. It might actually be emitting its own. That shouldn't be possible. A comet cannot generate light. It can only scatter it. If that glow is real, then we are not just looking at an alien object, but at an object that powers itself. A nuclear-powered craft, perhaps? A probe silently drifting between the stars? If the light we see were only reflected sunlight, its size would have to be enormous, larger than Manhattan Island. Yet if it's producing its own luminosity, the size could be much smaller and far more controlled. Some researchers have even noted that its trajectory, so perfectly aligned with the ecliptic plane, the very path of our planets, is statistically improbable for a random interstellar rock. Most visitors from beyond enter at steep, chaotic angles, but 3i Atlas glides in the same thin plane as the planets, almost like it was aiming for us. Coincidence? Maybe. But this path also allows it to pass close to multiple worlds, Jupiter, Mars, even the inner solar system, almost as though it were taking a planned route, a survey line, designed to gather data. The pattern resembles the trajectories our own space agencies use when sending probes like Voyager to perform planetary flybys. Except this time we are not the senders. We are the ones being observed. Fortunately, or perhaps intentionally, 3i Atlas will never come near Earth. When it reaches its closest point to the Sun, our planet will be on the opposite side, separated by millions of kilometers, almost as if its course had been plotted to avoid us completely. But scientists aren't convinced this is the end of the story. They're preparing to watch closely when the object passes near Mars on October 3, 2025. That's when NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, with its high-resolution, high-rise camera, will attempt to capture the first detailed images of this interstellar traveler from another planet. Each pixel will cover about 30 kilometers, just enough to reveal its shape and light signature. If it glows on its own, if the light does not match reflection patterns, the implications could be staggering. This could be the first ever image of a technological object, not of earthly origin, photographed from another world. Other missions, NASA's Psyche, ESA's JUICE probe, may also get opportunities to observe it as it sweeps through the inner solar system. Every eye in the sky will be watching, but for many scientists this isn't their first encounter with a cosmic visitor that didn't quite fit the mold. In 2017, another object crossed our skies, Oumuamua. At first it appeared to be an elongated asteroid, but soon it showed no tail, no dust, and a strange, unexplained acceleration that no natural model could fully explain. Some dismissed it. Others, including Avi Loeb, wondered if we had just seen our first interstellar probe and let it slip away without ever learning the truth. Now, with 3i Atlas, humanity has a second chance, a second opportunity to witness, to record and perhaps to understand what roams between the stars. It behaves too strangely to ignore, too precise to be random, too silent to be dismissed. Its arrival brings with it echoes of something deeper, an idea known as the dark forest hypothesis. It suggests that advanced civilizations, aware of the dangers in a potentially hostile universe, might choose to explore quietly. They could disguise their craft as natural objects, comets, asteroids, drifting ice, moving unseen through the cosmic wilderness, watching, studying, but never revealing themselves. Because in a dark forest, the safest traveler is the one who moves without making a sound. If that's true, then 3i Atlas may not be a message, but a whisper. A quiet probe drifting past our world, recording data. Its mission unknown, its silence deliberate. And perhaps, long after it passes, we'll realize that the message wasn't in its light or its speed or its strange gases. The message was in the act of its arrival itself, because if someone or something built this object, then they already know we're here. So as it draws closer, astronomers will be watching. Instruments across the world will lock onto its fading signal. And when it swings past Mars, every camera, every sensor, every mind will be asking the same question. What are we truly seeing? A wandering piece of cosmic debris shaped by chance and time, or the handiwork of a distant intelligence, silently passing through the sun's domain. One thing is certain, the universe just became a little less quiet. And as we wait for October 2025, for 3i Atlas to reveal its final secrets, one can't help but feel that something out there is watching back. If you don't want to miss what happens next, make sure you're subscribed. Because when that moment comes, when 3i Atlas reaches its closest point and the truth begins to unfold, you'll want to be here, to see what unfolds in the light of a stranger from the stars.